Hello, everybody. Welcome back again. Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section. Hello, everybody.
As a
Welcome. Please like, yes, you are the first. Welcome. Let me put it up there before somebody will come and drag it with you now. Welcome, Zeno. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to wait for another maybe 1 minute so that others could join us. I understand there's a lot of jubilation on. I'll I understand there's a lot of jubilation going on because they just released the Ratel president. So we might not get a lot of people because obviously it's a different case we are discussing today. And guys, um I've been in my feelings since obviously since the news of the lovely lady in question happened. I've been in my feelings and I felt like obviously me being in my feelings is understandable because I'm a mom and the girl, her name is Tamilore Odunsi, Elizabeth Odunsi. Tamilore, that name is actually one of my kids' name. I named one of my girls as Tamilore. My second oldest is also called Elizabeth. So yeah, like when I heard of that news, it's got me my feelings. And when I was going out to the court this morning, and I came across the update because there's been an update about our case. I couldn't control my tears. Like I was so emotional. Like even the song that I was listening to, before I knew it, I was actually shedding tears while on the bus going to town this morning. Because I was just like, this is a parent's worst nightmare. This is a parent's worst nightmare. Because at the end of the day, what happened to her, it's something that it could have been avoided. It could have been prevented because when I got back earlier on, and I kind of like started reading more about who were involved in the case. Welcome, Happy. I was so hungry in my spirits, and then I just know at that point, every time that a story crosses my mind, I will say a silent prayer for our parents because, like I said, it's every parent's worst nightmare. And guys, if I cry on this live stream, please allow me because it gripped me. Okay, Abby, it kind of like gripped me in a very, very like it gripped my heart, like it squeezed my heart when I read what the guy did to us. So I'm gonna share my screen with you. But apparently, the story is about a Nigerian British American student. Her name is Tamilore Elizabeth Odunsi. She is up till her death. She is a 23-year-old lady, young lady, and she was currently almost just a few days to graduate to become a registered nurse. She was a student at Texas Women's University, and she was just a few weeks, even days, to graduating as a registered nurse. And her life was cut short. Her life was cut short by a roommate, a 40-year-old man called called Lama Grant. You need to see his build. He's a heavily built 40-year-old man. And Tamilore, she's just tiny. A tiny 23-year-old young lady. Her physique is just like that of my oldest daughter. My oldest is 21. And when I read the story, obviously, as per what happened, it was alleged that they were roommates. And guys, there's gonna be obviously, I'm gonna just say this, and I'll say it as it I'll say it as it comes to me, and I hope we learn. And this is also coming from being a mom of daughters. I've got three daughters, and guys, I wish I could share my experience or how I felt when my oldest daughter was leaving home to go to uni for the first time, because she moved out of the house. She moved out to go to a university hall, which meant that she was actually, in fact, there were grades, there were like categories to the type of accommodation she could get. It was a student owned accommodation, university owned the accommodation. I had to go. We had to go for. There were several, no, several types of accommodation. Like in terms of how many people are going to be in the flats, how many people are she going to be sharing the flat with. I had to go for the one whereby there was just only going to be four of them in that flat. So it's like a block of flats, but on that floor, so in that flat, each of them, there's only four of them, and four of them have their own rooms, and the only thing they are sharing is just living area and kitchen. So they all have their own suits. So that was very expensive, and I remember she moved into hostel for a year, and every month we paid £850 every month for our accommodation flat. So over a year, over 8 grand was paid. Our comfort. That was our first time of living home. Guys, every day my heart would skip knowing that my daughter was not at home with us. So for me to now see the story of Tamilore being a 23-year-old young lady sharing a flat, sharing an accommodation with an able-bodied 40-year-old man, a divorcee, a cat father, somebody who obviously is alleged that he's also a student as well, and he's meant to be studying MSc in real estate development. He has a Facebook page which I'm going to be sharing with you. Vivian said very expensive. Yeah, it's a flat, so it was owned by the university. So all expenses, electricity, water, whatever it is, all everything, all bills inclusive, all electricity, all bills inclusive. So that was the best for my daughter. It was best because I wanted to make her comfortable. And my oldest, she's not the kind of, like, she doesn't have the flares for confrontation. She's very, very timid. Like, she will go her own way. Like, I just want the best for her. I just want her to be safe. Even at that, there were times where she would wake me up at 2 a.m. in the morning. She could, like, she's not able to sleep. That the girls are coming home at 3 a.m. and they're bringing people over, and she's not able to sleep. There have been times whereby I was ready to drive from Glasgow to Edinburgh to bring her home at 3 a.m. But again, she's a young adult. I wanted her to know. So obviously, like, that's just my own part of an experience. Not to talk of, I don't even know if Tamilore's parents are also in the US as well. But yeah. So, like I said, this is a parent's worst fear, that a child they've raised from being a baby. She only had few weeks left of graduating as a qualified nurse. Christy, my Instagram handle is the same handle as my channel name. So if you find me there, if you find me there, if you can send me that. So obviously, Tamilore, 23-year-old, soon to graduate as a nursing student. And like I said earlier on, I was going through her profile on Instagram, on TikTok, and I cried because I saw a few of her posts. I saw a few of her posts where she was appreciating her dad. She was clearly a daddy's girl. She was clearly a daddy's girl. She was appreciating her dad. I mean, I'm sure within that period, I went through almost 50 of her videos, and she was appreciating her dad. And the one that gripped my heart the most was when she shared what her dad, her parents went through for her. Being a Nigerian citizen to being a British citizen to being an American citizen, and what life she wanted to give her parents. So I'm going to share a TikTok page with you just now. So I'm just going to quickly run down. Obviously the guy in question. It's been, so the story so far that they've given to us. The guy is his name is called Lama Grant. He's supposed to be, or he's a student of Fordham University. He's a 40-year-old man. They were classmates, and like I said, he's heavily built. Abby said, I think they're in the UK. All right, okay. He's heavily built, almost like Tamilore's size times 5. So they are meant to be their classmates. And when I went on to, let's go on to for let's go on to Lama's page on on Facebook. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I'm going to share my screen with you. So this is his page. His page on Facebook. This is his page on Facebook. And it says here, that's him there. C. Lama Grant is from Houston, Texas, divorced according to his profile. And it goes on, there's lots of pictures of cats, pictures of him being an uncle, all of that. And then let me share with you Tamilore's TikTok page. She's a very beautiful, beautiful young girl. Abby said it's so sad because actually I believe students should go through such an experience. Exactly. It was something I wanted for my daughter. So I was happy for her to go live in a university hall, you know. So Vivian said, "Oh, mom, if I can see how the topic is affecting you." Honestly, like I said, my sleep has maybe it was one of the reasons why I've been awake. Yesterday, I woke up about 2 a.m. Last night, overnight, this morning as well, I've been awake since 2 a.m. I just couldn't sleep, because I was just imagining what our parents will be going through. So let me share Tamilore's TikTok page. Let me share our page with you. So I might not be playing the songs on our page because of obviously YouTube thingy. So this is her page. She's known as Tammy Dollars. Okay. Like I said, I won't be playing any of this. So this is our page. And from going through our page, she seems to be very, very devoted. She was looking forward to being a registered nurse. She's a hardworking girl. Like I said, I was going through her page, and this is what every nursing student would want to be. They would want to be her. They would want to be her. She was so like everything on her page. This is her narrating my dad, this is her just sharing how her dad, got her mom pregnant. Her dad make sure that they were dual citizens. Okay. And like I said, she's a very beautiful, look at her, black ebony, beautiful, sharing tips of how she studies, even sharing tips with people. And this is a story of her saying that everything I do, this was a post that got to me, that got me crying. So let's go back to the post from the beginning. She said, the life my parents had, was the kind of life my parents had as well. This is the kind of life I had. Half of my life I had as well. So this was the one that got to me and I cried. She started with the life my parents had, the life they gave me, the life our parents gave her. And then the life I will give them, buying them a house, a car, getting married. And, just when I saw this post, I cried because obviously that is every parent's prayer for their child. It's sad that her life was taken cruel, and I was mad, and I had questions. There's a news I actually want us to listen to. I think it's about the news of what happened. However, I've seen other posts which I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So this is the page. It's a news page. Okay. So apparently this man has been charged with a MURDE. Let's listen to this.
stab wounds that investigators believe could have been self-inflicted. Both were said to be students. She was set to
Let me start this from the beginning.
Police are saying she was stabbed dozens of times, and her family says she was just days away from graduating.
So sad. Chester Grant is accused of killing Elizabeth Odunsi at an apartment complex on Goforth Street near Cullen Boulevard. Residents who live there say they were roommates but did not know each other before they moved in.
ABC 13's Micah Hatfield is reporting live downtown. And Micah, what are investigators revealing to you about this case?
Well, first of all, Chester Grant is still in custody tonight. These two lived in an apartment building that was off-site student housing. They paired roommates randomly, we're told by people who live in the building. So they ended up a 40-year-old man and a 23-year-old woman living in the same apartment, sharing common spaces, and they didn't know each other. We've now learned that Grant had a violent criminal past. It's unclear if the victim in this case knew that.
The allegations in this case allege he stabbed his female roommate 28 times, killing her
28
over
times.
some disagreement over his cat.
A situation the magistrate referred to as
Look at the size
brutal.
of him.
23-year-old Elizabeth
Look at
Odunsi,
Elizabeth.
found by police, stabbed to death on April 26th in the kitchen she shared with her roommate Chester Grant, police say. Notice the bandages on Grant's neck in his shot. During the welfare check, they
Do you
also
guys see the
found
size of
Grant
him?
in his bedroom with several stab wounds that investigators believe could have been self-inflicted. Both were said to be students. She was set to graduate from Texas Women's University with a nursing degree last Sunday, and he was a student at Fordham University, according to a court hearing.
Look at the size of him.
People who also live in this off-campus student housing say the police were out there the previous night for a fight between the two. Houston police confirm they've been called out multiple times.
He has multiple arrests and convictions out of Washington
Can you
for
imagine?
violence, including domestic violence, violating protective order. The most recent is from September 6th of 2023.
The two shared an apartment unit at a building rented by For a Place to Live, where rooms are rented out individually and roommates
Yeah,
are
but
randomly paired, according to the company's website. The company notes online that background checks are done, and if they learn something of concern, they ask that person to move into a single unit where they would not share space with someone else. Grant was allowed to live with Odunsi. We reached out to the company to find out why his criminal past didn't raise a red flag, but they did not return our call. In downtown, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
So that pretty much sums the story of what actually happened. And so from that news, you guys can hear. You guys heard from that news that I don't even need to repeat it. You guys already heard what happened. He STABBEDR 28 times. 28 times. They never knew each other before. So yes, Zeno, it's not the university that pairs them. So obviously it's whoever is renting out. The landlord is possibly the person who puts them together. So I know people would share accommodation because it means it's more cheaper for them. Okay, thank you, Christy. I'll check it soon. It's more cheaper for them. And obviously she's a student. I would imagine she'll be studying full time. Might not even be able to take up an employment. We don't know if she was maybe working part-time or not. But my question is this: the landlord that paired them, how was he able to pass security checks? Do they not carry out security checks? Did they not carry out, just like the reporter asked there, that they asked the landlord that how did they miss the fact that he had previous charges of DV? His profile said he was divorced. He has previous charge of DV. Police have been called like few days to the same building over about obviously involving the two of them. Like, why would the landlord pair a man of that age with a 23-year-old young girl? Why would they pair a man, a 40-year-old divorced man, a father of cats, with a 23-year-old young female. You would imagine that with his violent past, you want to have 20,000 cats. Why are you renting a university hall? Or why are you sharing? And like I said, she was doing absolutely fine. And then I watched a video of where our sister was presented with her certificates. She never became that nurse she wanted to. She did not become that nurse. I just can't imagine what our parents are going through. It's just a house share, yeah. But then even you're going to share a flat with somebody, it's up to the landlord to carry out security checks. Like, what level of check did the landlord carried out? Because according to the report there, that normally if they felt that this person is not suitable for whoever for their accommodation, they would advise them to seek a private or maybe seek another accommodation somewhere else. But how is it that they did not find anything on this guy, even though he has a record, a violent past record? All right, guys, you know what? I am of the opinion that they are not telling us the truth about what actually happened between Tamilore and this guy. I'm of the opinion that the news of the real story of what actually happened goes beyond arguments about a cat. And yes, some people might believe that story because like Nigerians and cats, we all know how Nigerians react to cats. We have a cat in this house, but then it took so many persuasions. In fact, the way my daughter even went about bringing the cat into this house, I'm not a lover of pets at all. Dogs or cats, don't bring any towards me. Don't bring any near me. But obviously, because my daughter loves cats, so there was a way she went about it that we brought it in. So I would imagine that if you want to have a pet, why are you sharing accommodation? Should you not just rent out your own place and be living on your own so that way you can bring 20,000 cats or 20,000 pets? I'm of the opinion that there's much more to this story that they've released to the public. Tamilore did not know this guy before. She, from her Instagram, TikTok page, she seems to be like somebody who had her head down into her studies. She just want to graduate, do her best, make her parents proud. And her life was cut short. He did what he did to her 28 times. Please tell me why it had to be 28 times. She never stood a chance. She never stood a chance. So, Vivian, I believe Tamilore was already living in that flat before he moved in. According to the stories that I've seen, that Tamilore was already in that flat before he moved in. Because even me, I'm still renting here. And in my flat here, there's a notice to say no pets, dogs, whatever, not allowed. But then there are thousands of tenants in here with bulldog-looking dogs. Even though there's a notice by the landlord to say no dogs, no pets. Every time I go out, I see dogs looking like bulldogs. I have complained, but landlord is not doing anything. My own is that they better hold their dog tight. If it comes near me, I will freaking put my leg in the dog's face. So she never stood a chance. Hence why I'm of the opinion that they are not really telling us the true story of what actually happened. Why would he do that 28 times? Was he jealous of her? Oh, 23. She's going to be graduating in a few days. Tammy Dollars. She has a beautiful aesthetic. I don't know if the guy is following her on her socials or not. She's probably minding her business, doing her thing. Could it be jealousy? A young lady that could actually be his daughter is almost age of Tamilore. Tamilore was only 23, and this guy is 40 years old. Could he maybe be interested in her? Maybe he fancied her? And because Tamilore did not think of him as somebody she could get down with, and he decided to do that to her, could he have overstepped his boundaries and Tamilore put him in his place? And he decided to do that to her. Could he, so it's not been mentioned if Tamilore was in a relationship or not. Could he have been jealous of Tamilore's progress so far? Could he be in love, or he fancied her? Could he have overstepped his boundaries and Tamilore put him in his place? In my own opinion, I believe it's much more than an argument about a cat. Abby, exactly. This is where my thought is going exactly. Or could it be that he was trying to do that to her and she put up a fight? Because why do that 28 times? Why do that to her 28 times? You saw the size of that guy, to the size of Tamilore. She never stood a chance. She never stood a chance. Guys, like, I'm so emotional. I'm trying not to cry, but I'm trying to hold my tears, but I can't, because I'm a girl mom. My kids are in university as well. Now, one of them is about to move out again to university, and I'm seriously thinking about it. Another one is going to go to uni in September. He wants to share a flat with his friend, and I'm seriously thinking against it. So obviously they've asked the landlord or whoever rented the accommodation to him, what kind of checks did they actually do that they did not realize that this guy had previous charges, that he had a previous record of being violent. Because like I said, if you want to have as that much pets, because on his Facebook profile, he had lots of pictures of pets. If you're if you're a cat daddy, why are you sharing accommodation? You should actually take a whole suite or a whole flat and don't share with anybody. I am of the opinion that it's much more than an argument about a cat. He could probably maybe want to force himself on her 28 times. And why set her up, or why put another occupant that is that size and age weight? Why not put her with the same age mate? Even if it's going to be a male, let it be of the same age range. Why put a freaking 40-year-old man? Obviously, I've seen lots of opinions on social media asking that, what? Like I said, I'm of the opinion that it's much more than a cat. The UK police needs to step in. Protest needs to be carried out. That's a young, innocent, beautiful girl's life that's just been taken. I'm going to read your comment and I'm going to drop the link in the comment section. And let me quickly go find what Christy sent to me. And then I will share my page with you. I will share the screen with you once I find what Christy sent. Christy, you said you sent it to my Instagram. I can't see anything. Let me refresh my page. Did you send it as a DM? There's nothing in my Instagram, Christy. I don't know where you sent it to. I don't know where you sent it to, Christy. All right, okay. Are you Sophia Garment? Christy, I've not seen anything from you. I don't know what you sent me. I can't find anything. Maybe you should check again. Right, I'm going to read your comment and then I'm going to drop the link in the comment section. Vivian said, I don't like dogs, especially the aggressive ugly ones. I dislike people with pets. Like, I don't go near pets. I'm not a lover of pets. I'm sorry. Even my cat, when it was when it was a baby, that's when I'll take it everywhere. Now that it's grown, I freaking shut my door. Zeno said, yes, the US, the US, all landlords are meant to do background checks. However, sometimes they ignore events to get occupants. In this way, then they are culpable to whatever this guy has done to Tamilore. Hello, Radian. Radian said, I live in America. A lot of these people are jealous and hateful the moment you are African and facing your businesses, they get so insecure. I believe it's much more than this story of a cat thing. I'm of the opinion that he probably wants to force himself on her. And she refused. Right. So, Christy, is this what you sent to me? I'm looking at the images you sent to me, but I don't know how this relates to this story. But please let me know. I'm gonna keep checking. Abby's asking, Zeno, what background check are they privy to? Because here in the UK, they are not privy to that information. Exactly, we don't have public records. Exactly. Radiant said the only security check is background check. Apartment complex don't do background checks, but landlords don't either. But a serious landlord has a way of checking these things. Exactly. Especially when it involves students, you want to ensure their safety. You want to ensure that at least, because with the student you are pairing them with will not know anything about them. You, the landlord, could at least go that extra mile to do that for the students. I'm going to drop the link in the comment section if anybody wants to come in and drop. Guys, you know what? I'm trying to get, like, obviously keep my face straight, but it's hard. Like, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine what our parents are going through. I can't just imagine. The link is in the comment section if anybody wants to jump in. I'm only going to be here for an hour. And with that being said, also, obviously, I've got female children as well. There was a time my daughter went out, and apparently somebody as huge as that, a black man, approached her. And we're like, oh, what's your name? Obviously, she told him her name. And we're like, oh, you are Yoruba, you are Nigerian. I'm Nigerian as well. So I don't know how I was able to coerce her to use her mobile phone to make a phone call. She got home about it, and my husband went on straight onto her phone. How dare you? You don't know this person. You met somebody on the street because they say, oh, because they are Yoruba or they are Nigerian, you give him your phone to use. Do you know who is calling? Do you know if using your phone to arrange a DRUG drop or for them to track and trace you? We have to give her a good education that come. Even if it is an uncle that has been in our house that you see, if you see that uncle on the street, if you want to greet, but afterwards, you find your way. Don't follow any bloody uncle anywhere. We have to give her a good lesson that come. Yes, you might have seen your daddy with an uncle, and your daddy might have said, uncle this, uncle that. When you are out and about on your own, don't follow any uncle anywhere. We've not asked you to follow any uncle anywhere. If you don't want to greet God, don't greet. Go your way. Because the way it is now, I don't bloody care about any uncle. As long as you're not my family, as long as you're not my brother, you're not my sibling, don't come near my children. It's like, guys, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. It's hard. The link is in the comment section if you guys want to come in. If he says he wanted to ABUSR, he won't have a good time in prison, so he's come up with that cast story. Exactly. Even the UK, I see and hear about how AA feel about Africans. I'm of the opinion that the landlord should be arrested as well. Obviously, he needs to come because from that news report we listened to, it said that the landlord has been contacted to ask what checks, how did they miss that? So the name of the landlord is For a Place to Live. And it says that roommates appeared at random. On the company's website, it says in quote, we don't use any criteria. How can you not use criteria? So you just match anybody to anybody. You take them and just match them to anybody. It's company's roommates. The company said they run background checks on applicants. So what did the background check turn out on this guy? If they run, so the company said they run background checks. What did the background check bring back? Or what kind of checks do they actually look out for? Because if they actually run background checks, said here that they run background checks on applicants. In quotes, if the applicant has questionable items in the background that we think are not a fit for a shared house, we ask that they get a private unit. So the background check that they did, they were not able to see that this guy had a previous DV, like multiple charges for being violent and DV charges. They did not see that in the background check they did. Vivian, I'm of the opinion that protest has to carry on. The Scotland Yard Metropolitan Police has to get involved, because I'm of the opinion that there's more to this story that they are letting us know. There is more to this story than they are telling us. Let me check what Christy sent to me. I don't know what Christy sent to me. Okay, Christy, what's this video you asked me to watch? What is it about? I'm not sure. Is it relating to this story? Gina. Oh, it's a YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm able to check YouTube channel while I'm on live stream. Right, Chrissy, I will appreciate if you tell me if this is related to this story that I'm doing now. Maybe it's for another time. So, guys, the link's in the comment section if you want to jump in. But let's go back to Tamilore's. Hello there, David. Welcome. Let's go back to Tamilore's TikTok page. I'm just trying to look at her page. This, it's obvious that she's a daddy's girl. And people are in the comment section. I don't understand how a 40-year-old man with a criminal record could be allowed to live with a 23-year-old. I'm of the same opinion as well. Like looking at her videos, she's an intelligent girl. And like I said, it was this post that got me tearing. It got me in tears because she will never be able to do this for her parents. She will never be able to do this for her parents. It's crazy. And this guy, I hope he gets the chair. I hope he gets the chair. See this image here. In fact, the everything, the life her parents had, the life her parents gave her, and what she in turns would give her parents. Now she would not be able to do that because it's been taken away from her. Exactly. People like him shouldn't be able to outshare. Such violent past. It should not be able to outshare. It should not be able to outshare. I saved a video actually. Let me see if I can find that saved post. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. I saved a post that I was listening to earlier on. I think it's a lady here in the UK. I don't know if I'm able to see. How do you go to your saved post? How do you go to your saved posts? I saved something. Oh, I can't find it now. Do I need to go to my page to find it? I don't even know how this TikTok works. Okay, let me go to my profile. Maybe I'll be able to find it. Guys, the link is in the comment section if you want to come in. Okay. I'm definitely in the right. Yeah, this video.
Kingdom, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and fucking Dublin and the entire world. When you say her name, I want you to say her name with pride.
Exactly.
We lost a beautiful, beautiful black young woman. Her name is Tammy Dollars. She was unalived in her house in Houston, where she was getting ready to graduate. She has spent years focusing on her work, studying nursing. Based on her videos on TikTok, you can see that she was such a beautiful girl. She was such a lovely soul. She was all about her education. She was so excited to be graduating. And a 40-year-old man decided to unalive her days before she gets to graduate. Now, I say this to say that. How could you be so cruel and so wicked to take somebody's life just like that? She is a British. She left the United Kingdom at 17 to go live in America, in Houston, to study nursing. And she's been in nursing school for years. And days before her graduation, a piece of shit, a horrible person decided to take her life just like that. And the police has not released any footage of this man, no picture of this man whatsoever. Why haven't you not released any footage of this guy? Why has no news report, no one released pictures of the person that took her life away from her? Her family has made a GoFundMe page, and I would appreciate it if every single person out there could donate and send their love and
Wow,
donation to
Radiant.
her family.
Really?
And all the young girls out there,
That's crazy.
please take serious measuring when it comes to sharing a room with somebody or sharing a apartment or a house with somebody. This is one of the reasons
David
why
said
I
the
do
area is
not
technically
play about when it comes to
considered student
shared
off-campus
accommodations.
housing. It was a student.
Shared accommodation is one of the craziest things
He's meant to
you
be
can
studying masters
ever
or something.
do, because you don't know what kind of sickness and madness that these people have that you are sharing accommodation with. So anybody that's out there that's looking to go to university, that's looking to be away from their friends and their family for a long period of time, please do not share an accommodation with absolutely anybody. I do not care if it's your friend or it's someone that you've known for a long time. Please find an accommodation for yourself. Stay away from these mad psychopath people. Sharing accommodation is absolutely dangerous. I hear stories all the time of people sharing accommodation and their roommates are bugging out. And I don't think the government or, the authorities, people understand that sharing accommodation should be against the law, especially if there's no CBR check has been run on that person. Because you could be sharing accommodation with somebody that has committed a crime 6 years ago, somebody that's a serial killer, and you don't have no clue that you're sharing accommodation with a psychopath.
It's crazy. It's crazy
I am
how that
truly
was
and
meant to
utterly
happen.
sorry for Tammy Dollars, and I pray to God her family get justice. I pray to God that piece of shit that unalived her and, would get the maximum life sentence. Furthermore, I hope to God that he gets death penalty, if that's even able to be tolerated in Houston. I am so sorry. My love and my deepest apology goes out to Tammy and her friends. And if you are in university or wherever you are in the world and you are studying and you are getting ready to graduate, please be very careful and be safe out there, darling. Please stay in touch with your family and your close friends. Please let your family know everything that's going on, especially because you are far away from home. And I'm very, very sorry, Tammy Dollars. I'm praying for your friends and I'm praying for your family. May your beautiful soul rest in peace. You will never, ever be forgotten. The UK is proud of you. The United Kingdom, we stand behind you as a nation because you will get justice. And once again, I am truly, truly sorry. Good morning, guys. To the
Crazy.
United
Really,
Kingdom,
like, people
Northern
already,
Ireland,
people are
Scotland,
speaking about
Wales,
how
and fucking
kids are
Dublin,
already.
and the entire
It's
world.
crazy. It's crazy how this was happening. This happened. It's crazy. That's hard.
A roommate of a British student has been charged with her murder after she was stabbed at an apartment in Texas. A fundraising page has been set up online to
See,
raise.
that's the problem. This friend that he's been talking about, I don't know him. Yeah, is a year ahead of him. They went to the same high school together, but I've never seen. Have I seen him before? Maybe I've seen him before. I've seen him maybe once or twice, but I can't remember him now. And because I've seen him once or twice before, does not mean that I know him. But my son is like happy and looking forward to like sharing flat with him, and I'm like, But when we get to that bridge, I'm definitely going to be going there, assess him, assess the flat, and see if I'm not happy with it, I'll probably ask him to go from home, because on a normal day, Glasgow to their university is just like less than an hour on the train, and then maybe an hour on the coach, and it drops them right in front of their campus. So it's something that they are just being lazy if they don't want to wake up very early in the morning. But with that being said, I'm like, this story of what happens to her just gets me like in all shades of emotions. Actually, all day I've not been myself. I've not been myself. I've not been
Raise
myself.
money to bring Tamilore Odunsi's body home to the UK. It has now emerged her sister went to her graduation ceremony on her behalf just days after she was
Can
killed.
you imagine?
Tamilore had been
She was
studying
not there
to
to
become a
get a
nurse.
certificate.
Carrie Davis has more.
Like books always have so much information. This is not one of those. This has what you need.
A beautiful soul full of light, ambition, and kindness. That's how
I
Tamilore
agree with you,
Odunsi
India.
is described by her family.
Please like this live.
Hey guys, spend 24 hours with me in Dallas.
She spread joy through her content, they say. On TikTok, she shared her life as a Brit in Texas, where she was studying to be a nurse.
And then I like to do activities with my whiteboard.
Days before she was due to graduate, the
I'm seriously
23-year-old was
considering that.
found
I'm
stabbed to
considering him
death
going
on her
from home.
kitchen
Yeah,
floor.
I'm
She was
considering that.
discovered by Houston police officers who had gone to her flat to check on her. Her housemate, 40-year-old Chester Grant, has been charged with her murder. According to officers, his neck is bandaged because he tried to take his own life. He appeared at a court hearing over the weekend.
The allegations in this case allege he stabbed his female roommate 28 times, killing her over some disagreement over his cat.
Miss Odunsi's family have set up a fundraising page to help bring her body back to the UK. We are asking for
I'm going
help
to
to give
share.
her the
I'm going to
peaceful
find
and
the GoFundMe
dignified farewell
page,
she
and I will
deserves,
link it
so she can be laid to
underneath this
rest,
video after the
surrounded
live
by
stream.
her family and loved ones. They say she had a deep love for her church community, where she was actively involved and always eager to serve others with humility and grace. The
I don't know what's wrong with my internet. Guys, if you want to comment, the link is in the comment section. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Like, I'm trying so hard to hold my tears. Trying so hard to hold my tears. That's her. It's crazy. I don't know how this was allowed to happen. That was the video she made last. Let me go to her page. It's crazy, guys. Like, now, see, at times, and all these kids, when you tell them stuff, they don't want to listen. They think maybe you are trying to stop them from doing their own stuff. This is the video of her sister collecting her certificates.
It's been 1 week since this deadly stabbing, and while Houston police are still investigating, homicide detectives tell me that this all stemmed from an argument between the suspect and the victim about their cats. I'm also told the British-Nigerian student would have graduated this weekend.
It's a quiet Saturday at this apartment on Goforth Street on Houston's south side, but just a week earlier on the afternoon of the murder scene. Year-old woman in one of the units lying on the kitchen floor with multiple stab wounds. Detectives telling me Odunsi's roommate, 40-year-old Chester Grant, stabbed her.
County jail tonight with the latest from investigators. Orko.
It's been 1 week since
That's
this
our
deadly
sister.
stabbing, and while
That was
Houston
our
police
sister
are
collecting
still
our
investigating, homicide detectives tell me that this
I will.
all stemmed from an argument between the suspect and the victim about their cats. I'm also told the British-Nigerian student would have graduated this weekend.
It's a quiet Saturday at this apartment on Goforth Street on Houston's south side, but just a week earlier on the afternoon of April 26th, Houston police say it was a bloody murder scene. HPD finding a 23-year-old woman in one of the units lying on the kitchen floor with multiple stab wounds. Detectives telling me Odunsi's roommate, 40-year-old Chester Grant, stabbed her to death after the two got into an argument.
County Jail tonight with the latest from investigators. Orko.
It's been 1 week since this deadly stabbing, and while Houston police are still investigating, homicide detectives tell me that this all stemmed.
It's sad, super sad. Super sad. Let's hear what people say. I'm rounding up, guys. I've dropped the link. I don't think any of you want to jump in here, but I'm rounding up in about 10 minutes.
Yesterday, and when I did that, they did not have any mugshot or pictures available of him.
Look at the size of him. Look at the size of him.
But they have finally released the mugshot, and then I was able to find some additional pictures of him so that you can have a clear view of him with his injuries. Because remember, he did try to self-delete, and one of those wounds was in the neck. And then, so you can see the difference of him with this little band-aid they got on him and without it. And I just wanted to state again that they were roommates. There has not been anything to indicate that anything additional was going on. And he was in the hospital for a few days. So I do believe he is out and in the county jail at this time, awaiting for his next court appearance on the charge that they have brought against him. And also some people wanted to make sure that it was understood, even though I did do a hashtag, that she was British-Nigerian. So she was Nigerian, and she was in London before she came to Houston to pursue her education in nursing. But she is a Nigerian woman, and they wanted me to make sure that y'all understood she was Nigerian, okay? But that is all the updates that I have at this time. I am glad that we do finally have a mugshot picture. And again, if you find any factual information that you want me to verify, I have no problem doing so.
Let me, there's somebody in the back here, and Omar Bosola, welcome. Hello, Omar Bosola. Omar Bosola, unmute yourself. Welcome. She had no chance at all. She had no chance. Look at the size of that guy to her. Omar Bosola, you are on live. I'm running up in 8 minutes, guys. It seems Omar Bosola is not saying anything. It's just, honestly, I can't get past it. Like, it's giving me, I've been in all shades of emotions all day today, you know, thinking about the possibility of that could be somebody else's child. She had no chance at all. Let me share my screen with you, this Instagram post I found. Honestly, it's sad. I can't imagine what our parents are going through. So that's the image of the bastard, the Omuali. Look at him. He even has white beard. At his age, 40, well, we can go to school at any time, but I just felt like the landlord failed her. And just like David was saying there, that, you know, obviously she was renting, maybe living away from family. And I don't think her parents are in the US. I think her parents are in the UK. So I think it's just her sister, both she and her sister that were in the US. So I would imagine that she will be renting and obviously, you know, using her student loan, just like David said. Yeah, and most of the students here in diaspora as well, we are obviously my kid as well. In as much as I don't want them to take the student loan, one of them is taking the student loan. You would mind that it's the student loan that we used to pay their accommodation, because at the same time, it depends on the course they are studying. It could be quite hard, difficult if they are studying full time, and getting a job at the side. It could be very, very difficult. So the story here says that investigation that was living. So it says here that this guy, Chester, is that his name, Lama? He was living in Washington. He had been convicted several times for DV before he moved to Houston in Texas. The police had reached out to the company that rented the shared accommodation to him at Tamilore. They want to know if they hadn't run a background check before allowing him to pair with 23-year-old Tamilore. Obviously, they said they run a background check. So what did their background check revealed about him, which meant that they went ahead and paired him with Tamilore? Another investigation revealed that even though Chester only spent 2 months, was only in that flat for 2 months, it was not the first time they will be having arguments over a cat. I'm of the opinion that it's much more about arguments over a cat. The police were called several times to settle their dispute days before the incident. The police have examined Tamilore's body and discovered that Chester had, hit her 28 times. And the comments say, like, how do you HAT someone so much to, inflict such a wound 28 times? Somebody's child 28 times. And yeah, people are saying never live with a random man. But then I believe she was already in that flat before him. And this guy was paired with her. She wouldn't have known anything about this guy. So I'm not faulting Tamilore in any way. All the fault goes to the landlord now. The background check revealed about Chester. Even your mate, if you have issue with that your mate outside, you will not go to such extent. Look at the size of him to this young girl. I'm of the opinion that it's much more than a cat. It's much more than a cat. Somebody said, you can tell it's a crime of rage. People will see red once they go into rage. That's why he tried to buy himself. Yeah, he tried to unalive himself to avoid justice the moment he realized what he has done. It's crazy. 28 times. At his age, he's proud to be a cat father. Who is proud to be a cat father? That's age 40. Age 40. Can you imagine? That was my comment there. When 10 hours ago, when I went on her page, I could not hold my tears. I wrote there, I was on TikTok page, I could not hold my tears. So hardworking. You could tell from all of her posts, so hardworking, devoted, and the promise she has for her parents, she would not be able to give it to them. Such a beautiful soul. Like, my day was just messed up today. I was just thinking about her, and every time I go through her post, I would just cry. He did that to her several, in different parts of her body. She unalived on the spot. They were flatmates for only 2 months. It's crazy. Look at her. Look at the size of her to the size of that guy. I don't know how people think it's all right to take people's lives. I don't know how people think it's okay to take people's life. And this is a young girl's life. Somebody's child. It put an end to somebody's child's life. It's crazy. Guys, I'm rounding up, guys. I'm going to read your comment and I'm going to round up from here. Like, even me now, being a parent, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of my children moving out. I know my children. I don't know who else they are meeting. I only know my children. I don't know who else they are meeting. I only know my children. Guys, I'll be a second. I want to grab a charger. I'm reading your comments, guys, and I'll round up. I only intend to be here for an hour. Vivian said, "They buy each other in Nigeria, buy our people abroad. Are women safe anywhere?" No, women are not safe anywhere. Mr. Sunday said, "Can you imagine what's it? I can't. I just can't imagine. Like I said, I shared the experience of there was a night where my daughter just newly moved out to start uni, and she will call me at 2-3 a.m. in the morning, maybe on a Friday, say, 'Oh, mom, our flatmates are back. They are shouting. They've brought people back.' And instead of them to just, they are possibly drunk. Instead of them to just go to their room and sleep, no, that is when their own party started again. And person that she's not going to the club, she's not drinking, she's just at home. She will not be able to sleep. Like she would text me, like she would text me and my husband that, oh, she's not able to sleep. That at times my husband was like, oh, don't worry, just try and go to sleep. Me, I'll be terrified. If I had my way, I would drive at that morning, and Edinburgh to Glasgow by, if you drive, is about 45 minutes. If I had my way, I would drive. I would those times I would drive down to go and bring her home. But then I want her to enjoy that aspect of uni. That okay, you lived on your own, you lived with flatmates, you know. But I'm super glad that she moved back home. But now she's going into fourth year. She's planning on moving back to uni again. And I'm thinking in my head, like, seriously? That just because you don't want to wake up very early in the morning to get ready, most of our lectures start later on in the morning, maybe from 10 o'clock. She could get up very early in the morning and still get on public transport to go. Maybe when she passed her driving test, she'll be able to go from home, like, she'll be able to drive and go. But yeah, she's planning on moving back to uni for 40. And in my mind, I'm terrified, but I cover them with the blood of Jesus. I cover them with the blood of Jesus. It's terrifying. It's so sad that this young girl's life was taken away. And then, like I said, I'm of the opinion that it's much more than an argument about a cat. It's much more than that. He had it all planned, exactly. David said, the guy even identified as a FBA, full-blooded American. Oh, so he's gonna have that, which are extremists of African Americans that it's that to look at how tiny she is. David Black said, Mom of 5, the landlords ain't do no damn background check. Well, they are culpable in this regard, in this instance. They have to be roped in this crime, regardless of whatever the argument was between them, because it was the duty they owed the students that they are going to be pairing with. It's a duty they owe to whoever was already in an accommodation. That's a duty you owe. So in Tamilore's case, that was a duty they owe Tamilore to ensure that whoever they are pairing into a flat or bringing to a flat is safe, that they've carried out their check and they can ascertain that this person is safe to share with. And why do they think that it's all right for them to pair a 40-year-old guy? Why not pair her with somebody of her age? Even if it's different gender, even if it was a male, why not pair her with somebody of her age? Honestly, like I said, I hope the guy gets the chair. In the US, do they still give them the pow in the US? If they give them the pow, you should probably get that as well. I mean, you should probably get that as compared to the chair. Yeah, Omobola, I could not hear you. Well, my condolences goes to our family. And like I said, after this live stream, guys, I'm going to go find the link to the GoFundMe. So if you're led, hello, Cindy Manuel, if you're led to donate, please do so. And once I edit the description box of this video, I'll put the link in there so you guys could go support the family, because they are trying to bring our body back to the UK. Ugh. It's crazy. Guys, I'm going to read your comments and then I'm going to round up. I just intend to be here for an hour. So that's not girl, just let her be. She's stressful. This time around, both of us, she already found somebody. There's somebody who already has a flat. So the plan is that in September, once they resume back, she would move in. So me with her, before she moves in, we are going. we are going together. We are going together because, my daughter, she's just, she's calm. She's not the kind of, obviously it's at home that she can shakara her older sister, but outside she can't shakara anybody the way she shakara her sister at home. So honestly, only God will help. It's just sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Mr. Sunday said, please advise your children to avoid conversations on campuses. So, I mean, I have a child who is just like me, who is fierce. Like, God's boss, bring anything to her, she gives it back to you. She's the one that I'm praying a lot for, that God should just always, make her calm. She's never had any issues with anybody outside of school, but obviously, she's studying law. And it seems that all of these children, when they're studying courses like that, they're always like, so I'm praying, and she's always going to be covered with the blood of Jesus. That, and I always say to her that, come the way you are shakering your sister at home, don't go and do that outside with anybody. Okay, rather than you do that, if it means you're going to call the police, but walk away. I say that to all of them. I say that to all of them. You know, David Black said, Radiant landlords can do background check, which include criminal check, rent spree does. So why did this bloody landlord said they did? So what did their background check? What did he reveal about this guy? Because if they actually checked, they wouldn't have gone ahead to pair him. According to them, they would have asked him to go and private rent rather than pair him with another student. Oh, you know. And Vivian said that in fact she's over the minimum age bracket. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Landlords do not do a full DBS check in UK, as far as I know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to round up here. My condolences to our family. Like, I just can't imagine what they're going through right now. I can't. And this is every parent's worst fear. And I've seen posts whereby they've been blaming the girl. Like, please, I do not see any blame in the part of this girl. I do not see any blame at all. I do not see any blame at all. And I believe that if who has a pet, they should have paired him with another flatmate who has a pet. Why pair him with a flatmate who has no pets? Because you'll have thought that it's common sense. If you're going to pair somebody with another roommate, does that person have a pet as well? What was their preference? Like, okay, I'm sure they will have profile for each of their tenants. Go and look at their profile. Do they like pets? Do they not mind pets, or they don't like pets? So let's say, for example, maybe Tamilore do not like pets, and you now went to go and pair her with somebody that has 20,000 cats. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. They'll could you send me the link to that, and I will do it in a different live stream, please? Can you please send me the link of that story of the Congolese girl? Please send it to me. I'll do that in a different live stream. It's crazy. It's crazy. I would imagine that you look at the profile of who's already in that flat, and obviously compare it with the profile of the person you want to pair with. At first, the age bracket, like, why? And then, does Tamilore like pets or she doesn't like pets? Because going by the argument, if it was actually about cats, going by continuous arguments about pets, it's obviously clear that she doesn't like pets. And then the stupid landlord, crazy landlord, paired out with somebody that's a cat daddy. That is a daddy to cats, daddy to ologos. My condolences to our family. I pray God gives them the fortitude to bear this great loss. I pray God pacify them. And I pray this guy gets the most whatever punishment he will ever get. Like, for me, tó bá yẹ pọ́n lè yẹgi fún ni kí wọ́n lọ yẹgi fún. Tí wọ́n bá máa gun lábẹ́rẹ́ ni kí wọ́n gun lábẹ́rẹ́. Kò yẹ kó wà lórí ilẹ̀ ayé yìí mọ́. Kò yẹ kó wà. It shouldn't be in this world anymore. Tó bá yẹ pọ́n máa yẹgi fún ni kí wọ́n yẹgi fún. Tó bá yẹ pọ́n máa yìnbọn pa ni kí wọ́n yìnbọn pa. Tó bá yẹ pọ́n máa fún lábẹ́rẹ́ ni kí wọ́n fún lábẹ́rẹ́. There's no point sending him to prison. They'll probably jail him. And then maybe after 25 years, they'll now say he's free to come out. Like, free to come out and do what? Guys, I'm going to read your comment and I'm going to round up. And Raja said at AVD, they are not required to. So the majority of them don't. Doing that requires social security number, which most renters wanted to rent from. So landlords don't want to share. Okay. This is so sad. Reminds me of the Congolese girl who was unalived in Canada. Let me take that. I'll go and Google that as well and maybe talk about it in another live stream. You said she's a Congolese girl. Canada. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Abby said is what may I know with the UK is you move in with your friends after first year. Priority for us. Exactly. So my daughter now, she was given priority because that was she was a first year student, and she was living, she lives out with the city where the university is. So like I said, I'm in Glasgow. Our university is in Edinburgh. So on the coach, if she's going to take public transport, it's going to take her, if she's going to take the train, it's going to take about an hour and a half on public transport to get to uni. So they gave priority to students who are coming from Outwith campus. So for her, my daughter was a priority. So she was, in fact, all the students who were coming from outwit the campus, they were being sent the letter for accommodation to say there's university halls. Would you like university halls? So if you're living within that city and you want a university hall, they do not even consider the application at all. So mainly for first year students. So now that she's in third year, at some point they would also send out letter to say if she's interested in university hall, they will put her on the list of names to be benched. So if they were not able to fill all, because their buildings are massive, tall, massive, and they have loads of them in different areas. So if the university is not able to fill all of the university halls, then they will now consider those who are in either second year or third year who want to rent. But for her, I think she wants to rent privately, which means it's going to be like a flat out with campus, or with campus, but within the city where the campus is. So that's what she's considering now. Yeah, so they always give priority to first year students. Vivian said, females, please, exactly. So this is advice. So this is advice. You guys, please, if you have a female child, in fact, even male children, all children, females, please find a home share and vice versa. If you can't tolerate your own mate, then leave. Exactly. Leave. Avoid confrontation. They can target your food. Exactly. Toothbrush, water, and all of that. All of that, they can't get to you. So when my daughter was in the halls, the only thing they shared, yes, they had like a massive industrial fridge, and everybody had their own section in the fridge, and she'll put her stuff there. They had their wardrobes. For me, obviously, I got prepared. I got my daughter a cooking set, everything for her, so she has her own stuff. But then you still find some roommates who will still use your stuff. They will share, they will use your stuff. So she never complained about any of her roommates or flatmates taking her food. When she was sharing, she never complained about it. The only issue she had with them was obviously they would not take the bin down. They will mess up the kitchen. They won't do the dishes, even though there's dishwasher. They won't do their dishes. And me, I would like say to her that, come, if it's not your dish, don't touch it. And if you think maybe they are making it difficult for you to use the kitchen because it's too dirty, just let the accommodation. So they have like a concierge. I'll say, you know what, just call the concierge, put your complaints in, and let the concierge come and deal with them. And which was mostly what she would do most of the time. So she avoided confrontation with them. So she would come and say, Mom, no, the bin is full again. They are not taking the bin out, even though she's the one who takes the bin out all the time. And this time around, she was only sharing with girls. There were no boys in the flat at all. So I think boys have their own building. The girls have their own flat. So it's like maybe on the entire floor, it was just girls. Maybe the next floor, it was just boys. Maybe the next floor, it was just girls. So that was how it is. So there was no point where boys and girls were in the same flats. No, it was all girls. And they were like the same age. And I think the way they also did that, the courses that they were studying were like similar or alike. So a few times they would meet on campus or even in lecture rooms. I don't know how they do that, but maybe that way they were trying to maybe link them up or something. But yeah, after a year, I decided to move back home. And she's in third year now. She's going into fourth year. She has, second year, third year, she's gone from home. For me, I'd rather they go from home because, like I said, their campus is not far from where we live. It's just, if she drive, maybe I'm praying she passed her driving test. Once she passed her driving test, she gets her car, then she can drive in, which means she can go from home. So that's my prayer that, she passes her driving test, and then I won't get worried about her, But, it's crazy. David Black said, hey, Radiant, so I will wait 2 rental properties, one in MD and one in VA. I always run the $49.99 rental spree background check, which include any record of touching kids the wrong way. My tenants pay, not me. All right, okay. See, that's an intentional tenant there. Because you want to ensure, because at the end of the day, if you make sure that you are confident about the tenants you have in your accommodation, it will be peace of mind for you that, okay, you can sleep well at night, that this person will not go and cause wahala in my name. David said, landlords are lazy. There are slum lords everywhere that don't do the right thing. I always want the best renters and not just exactly. That's what I would do. I mean, bravo to you, David. That's what I would do as well. Because if my tenants are giving me peace of mind, then I can have peace of mind that nobody will come and call me tomorrow to come and bear witness for something. Abby said, my issue is how we don't even have access to records in the UK. There's a reason why before on the electoral roll, I placed it that I should be on public record, but over the years, I think I was advised by a lawyer to take it off. I don't know why, but everybody now, you can put it on private, so I don't blame them. Radiant said, David, that's so thorough of you. Wish all solo landlords will do that. Exactly. I think that's the best thing to do. Thank you for ensuring safety. It tells a lot about your principle. Maybe they can do that and maybe add the fees to their rent or something. They will still my daughter, she never complained about maybe taking her food or anything like that. I mean, when she was still sharing, the only thing was that they won't do dishes. The kitchen is always messy, so she's the one who is doing the cleaning and stuff like that. So that was the only issue she had with them. And obviously, they always go out every weekend and they will bring people back, and then the party continues, which means she won't be able to sleep. The Black said in the USA, landlords charge the tenant processing fees, which okay, that's understandable, yeah. Which include background check legally. Why in the world would they not actually use that fee and run the background check? Like I said, I'm hoping that the police gets onto this renter, whatever they call them. Hello, humble confidence, welcome. Guys, please like this live stream. I'm rounding up, guys. I'm rounding up. I only want to be here for an hour. Vivian said, Ayilolo, Vivian, I'm sure, are you watching Grow With Me? Because it's Grow With Me that I use Ayilolo. Ayilolo can still get into your food when you are not physically there. Yeah, that's true. We don't lock doors. It's true, we don't lock doors. But my daughter, our halls, there's keys. She can actually lock her bedroom. Like I said, her bedroom was ensuite. She has her own bathroom, her own toilet and stuff. So she only had to share kitchen and living area, like where they could watch. She even had TV in her room. So if she doesn't want to use the living area, she could stay in her room and watch TV, because yeah, we got her everything. Like there was TV, there was everything for her. If it was possible for me to get her a fridge going, I would have gotten her a fridge so she puts in her room so that she doesn't have to use the kitchen or anything. But all of those facilities were there for them to use, So yeah. Stealing or either startup fight or greed. For her, she was always running away. Like Friday, like this, my daughter carried her bag. She's coming home. Most weekends she will come home, but the weekend maybe she was at uni or she's got exams or essays. She will stay the weekend, but the weekend that she stayed there, she will be complaining, "Mom, I can't sleep. Mommy, I can't do this. I can't do that." But I mean, she's, like I said, 40 year now, and I pray that God's protection will continue to be on each and every one of them. That's my prayer for them. Abby said, Vivian V, if you know how many fights I've been in, I trust Abby. Vivian said, yes, so I watch Grow With Me from time. I watch her from time to time as well. Anyway, guys, like I said, my condolences to the family. I pray God continue to heal, pacify them. No parent deserve this. No parent deserves the death of a child, not the one that is actually about to start our life, about to start giving back to our parents. No parent deserves such tragedy. And like I said, after this live stream, I'm going to go find the link to the GoFundMe. So if you're led to donate, please do so. David said, Mom, I think we should explore whether self-aid for Africans played a role in this too. I would imagine it does, because here in the UK, we've all heard stories of how they say that it's only Nigerians that will not want to help you, that will not tell you that there's a job in there. So people will say that, if Nigerians are working and there's a vacancy where they are working, they will not tell another Nigerian, because obviously they believe that if they introduce you to where they work, you will spoil their own. You will make things difficult for them. I believe so. I believe what you've said there, David. I believe there's something. Yeah, it does. It does. Like anyway, now people like, if they're working, that they can never tell any Nigerian where they work, because the next thing Nigeria will want to take their job, or we want to come and be telling people about them, blah, 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 all of that stuff. So I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. It's the same here in the UK as well. I believe so. I believe so. I believe so. I believe so. It's crazy, but I don't know how to eradicate that. But yeah, it's the same here in the UK as well. And I think I've said that a few times, that even when I was starting my work, I was actually a student in that department, and I saw a few black people. Obviously, because we were not talking, so I can't tell if they were Nigerians, but they were obviously black, and I knew they're Africans. They would not talk to me, but our eyes would lock. And even then, because we wear scrubs, able to tell if I was a student or not. Well, maybe by my badge, because as a student, my badge was, the background color for my badge was yellow, and as a full staff, the background color of your badge will be white. So that's the way. Because I remember clearly was when I received my NMC pin, My badge was changed from yellow to white. And I remembered my older colleague say, "Oh, Wemi, congratulations, is that a white badge you've got?" So a white, and I was there then. So maybe with my yellow badge, they could tell that I was a slave, but none of them ever spoke to me. They never acknowledged me in any way. I mean, we would be in dressing room, be looking at each other as we are coming out of our scrub, looking at ourselves in brown pants. They never. So when my badge changed, it was still pretty much the same. And me, I just kept away. I did not talk to any of them. I never sat on their table. You'd imagine that during tea breaks, during lunches, they'll be sitting at a table. I would not go to their table because I was like, don't acknowledge me. So why should I be sitting? Why should I be sharing a table with you? If I don't, if there's no other space, any more space in that room, tea room, I'll go somewhere else because I didn't want to sit with them. So, you know, AA versus African, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Anyway, guys, let me round up here. Like I said, I was just going to be here for an hour. There's a lot to learn here. I think African parents, we should talk a lot more. And you know what? That's why it annoys me at times where there are some parents who don't believe they should work to support their children. In this UK, there are some parents who don't believe in working. Either you are the man or the wife. And I'm of the opinion that if you in this diaspora, both parents, you have to be working. It's not just about you, it's about comfort for your children. It's about comfort for your children. I don't know but obviously Tamilore will always say a lot of stuff about her dad. I don't know if they've still got their mom or anything like that. Maybe it's just that I don't know much if their mom is there or not. But if you go back through our page, it's always like, oh, my dad, so maybe they might have their mom also. I don't know, but as parents, we need to work smart to be able to afford the best or even maybe the basic for our children. You can imagine maybe if Tamilore was going from home, or maybe if she were to be if she was to be going from home, or if she could afford it, she could have been renting on her own. But still, parents still want their children to enjoy that comfort, that experience of, oh, I lived in university halls, I lived on my own while I was at uni, because that's you bringing them off to be independent, okay, to be on their own, to be able to stand on their own as a young adult, and then proceed to become a responsible adult. Because at the end of the day, we can't shield them forever. We can't share, and I always say this to my children, that no, I can't shield you forever. I can't keep telling you all the things all the time. It is while you're at home with parents that you learn, so that when you now live on your own, the things we teach you as parents while you are home is what you will take on, and to be a better person, to be a better adult. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Vivi said, Abby, no more fight again. Okay, Abby is now a big girl now. I've not even seen that comment where she called herself a big girl. I was like, Abby is now a big girl. Oh. No, Abby is doing bigger, greater things now. Exactly. Parents, we should be willing to give our children better than what we had. Exactly. I agree with that. We should be able to give our children much more than what we had. It's crazy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. And like I said, I will find a link to the GoFundMe for our family. I'll put it in the description box of this video. If you try and check back later and follow the link, and let's go contribute. Let's go put our own widow's mite to get Tamilore back home to our parents. And with that being said, guys, I believe in prayer. Even though I'm lazy at times, I don't pray all the time. That is a confession. I don't pray all the time. That is a confession. But I believe in prayer, and we just have to keep, putting all of our children in prayers. I mean, teaching them common sense as well, like know what to do and what not to do, learn when to walk away, avoid confrontation. If something's happening all the time, learn to speak to somebody. Don't keep quiet about it, And if whatever decision you decide to take is understandable, nobody's going to fault you for taking that decision. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm going to go now. Thank you so much, each and every one of you who have been here. I really appreciate you all. And, all of my social media handles, underneath the comment on the screen there, you can see all of the ways you can contact me for business collaborations. My email is there. If you want to support me, if you want to support my channel, my PayPal is there as well. Or you can super chat me on YouTube. Be known, just know that if you super chat me here, YouTube will take their own commission as well. And also, guys, shop my small business. I sell scented candles. You can find me on TikTok as well. And do not hesitate to join my membership, subscribe, share this video, leave your advice for parents, for parents who have children going to higher institutions, or even parents whose children are young adults and they are living on their own. Okay, Abby already found the link. I don't know if I'm able to copy it. I don't think I'm able to copy, but that's the link to the GoFundMe. So if there's any of you still here, you can click on that link and then you can go. Abby, if you don't mind sending me the link, and then I can copy it into in the description of this video later on. So do not hesitate to join my membership, share, like, support my channel as always. And I've got a few more videos that I'm going to be doing in the next few days. So I think the next one will probably be, I think the one we have on Friday is about where we're talking about everything Senator Natasha and all of that. And then I really want to talk about the video of an Alaja that are far husband, David, even though history has it that it was via David that this Afar unalived his first wife. So I don't know when we're going to do that, but that story is coming. We're going to do it as a live stream as well. And yeah, Abby has dropped all of my contact details there. That's my PayPal there. If you want to PayPal me, thank you in advance. If you have any business for me, if you have any business you want me to shout out on my channel, maybe during a video or during a live stream like this, feel free to contact me and I'll do it at an affordable price and cost for you. Or you want to collaborate with me on something, feel free to send me an email. I'm available. We can talk about availability. And this is my Instagram handle, that mom of 5. And on my TikTok page as well, I share my weight loss journey. And if you would like to learn more about my weight loss journey, feel free to go follow me on TikTok there, and I might be able to share some money off thingy with you. If you're interested to get some money off, I've got affiliate codes. So if you're interested on the product I'm using with losing weight, feel free to follow me on TikTok and DM me. And also we're on WhatsApp as well. So if you'd like to join our WhatsApp group, so all people that subscribe that love that mom of 5, we have our own little group there. If you'd like to be a part of this WhatsApp group, send me your contact details and I'll add you to that. We just kind of like share thoughts, opinions, topics, for discussion. We try and share it in there. So if you'd like to be a part of it, let me know. And yes, my birthday is, how many days to my birthday again? I think less than 3 weeks to my birthday. I can't wait. Birthday attitude. I can't wait. Thank you, everybody, and have an amazing Wednesday night wherever you are. And I shall see you guys later, all right? And congratulations to the Rattel again. Rattel president is free. Okay? See you later. Bye, Abby. Bye, everyone.